What's up, grinders? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be diving into the war between English teachers. Yes, this was a war, an online war I was completely unaware of, and I am sad for the fact that it's only come until recently that I've discovered that this exists. But by God, we all are going to enjoy the shit out of this, okay? So essentially, what's happening, and this whole war started around this channel right here. It's called English for Everyone with Kevin and Lisa. Now, in the lore of this story, this YouTube channel, historically, has been calling out English teachers online who are secondary speakers of the language. Like, they learnt the language, and now they teach English. And they were pointing out actual legitimate mistakes that these, people were teaching to their massive audiences. And they're quite well known for the fact that they were pulling apart bullshit YouTube channels. However, at some point, they decided to pivot and start focusing on native English-speaking teachers and saying what this English-speaking teacher is saying is incorrect. Now, why they did that, I'm not sure, because the mistakes that I've seen them call out are generally along the lines of, that was a mistake that the teacher made while just speaking in the moment, they're just having a conversation or something like that. Like, we all make mistakes. Like, realistically, all you gotta do is watch any video on my channel and you'll find me making a lot of fucking English mistakes. In fact, I'm pretty sure, in every video, there's a comment, at least one, who's like, yep, that's Evildea, B2 English again. And I was an English teacher for quite a while. So this shit I find funny as, and we're going to jump through a bunch of videos and take a look at this. So first we're going to take a look at a legitimate video, kind of how they operate, okay? So this is the video we're going to look at, piece versus slice, comprehensible input, avoid mistakes, by this particular teacher right here. As you can see, this is not a native speaker of English, because they call themselves La Gringa. And see, teacher Mike English. Jesus, guys, why is everything in capitals? Okay, this actually sets off annoyance for me, okay? I understand on YouTube you should put shit in capitals every now and then to attract attention, but not every fucking word. But anyway, let's continue.
Hello, and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English.
Okay, so this is one of the issues I have with this channel, okay? So straight up, they're like, English for everyone, but real-life American English, and they end up correcting English teachers who are not American, okay? So there's obviously issues with that already because, regional differences and stuff like that.
Today we're going to clear up some confusion and learn some real-life American English. So let's get started. First, this is not correct.
Can I have a piece of pizza? Sure, you can have a piece of pizza. I want more pizza. Oh, you want a slice of pizza.
So wait.
Okay, so what's going to happen here is that was clearly a mistake. That teacher should not be teaching that, and they're obviously not a native speaker of English, okay? They're teaching something bad to their audience, and what he's going to do now is just point this out and correct them, okay? And it's he does it in quite a neutral way. It's not even that engaging realistically, but we'll watch a little bit more because this is how they legitimately started pointing out this type of stuff.
It's not correct to call it a piece of pizza. You have to call it a slice of pizza. This is not true. You can call this a piece of pizza or a slice of pizza. A piece of pizza is not a little piece that you tear off. This is a piece of pizza.
Okay, I gotta say this as well, for any YouTuber who's out there. I don't care if you're an English teacher or whatnot, but you gotta fucking blink. You can't just raw dog it like this. You can't just hold your eyes open. You must be bleeding internally at this point. It's weird. I don't know why so many YouTubers do this. They just stare into the camera with their eyes open and they feel like if they blink, something's gonna happen. But dude, blink so we know you're human, okay?
And you can also call it a slice of pizza. Let's hear some examples.
How about a piece of pizza?
Like a pool float shaped like a piece of pizza.
I'd give anything for a piece of pizza right now.
Yes!
Give me a piece of pizza! I mean, you went out for a slice of pizza, and you may have run into the one.
Or eating half a piece of pizza off someone's coffee table.
Okay, so that's basically what they do. This is their entire thing, okay? They'll just run through video after video of this, where they'll just find some teacher who's teaching English badly, correct their mistakes, provide the proper way of saying it, and then provide actual examples of natives, or in this case, movies, doing that. Nothing wrong with that. except for when they start doing it wrong. Now, we're going to dive into a video, okay? So we're going to start with this video right here. Oh, and just a quick aside, we will speed this up a little bit.
Hey guys, welcome back. So today I have a guest. This is Dave from Dave's English. Now, you guys might recognize Dave. I did a video with him a few months ago now. It was quite some time ago now. Yeah. And we talked about some of the problematic English language content that was being published on Instagram. Now,
okay, so here's the interesting thing. So both her and Dave English, they do also what the other English for Everyone channel does, where they point out mistakes every now and then that non-natives are making, okay? But then they've become the target of this other channel, okay? So you got YouTubers out here fucking taking shots at other YouTubers, correcting mistakes, then taking shots, and I am seeing some crazy-ass parallels, okay, between what happens in the language space and what I've done on this channel. So, like, I've done investigations of polyglots, exposed them. A couple of people have tried and failed miserably to, like, expose me. It's never worked out well, okay? Not until this day, because, like, I don't actually claim that much, realistically. But it's so crazy just seeing, like, the exact same thing happening in another space, except here, it's just so pedantic about the type of shit you're gonna see.
Now, since that time, I've had the great joy and honor of being featured on a channel called English for Everyone. For those of you who don't know, English for Everyone is a YouTube channel with 344,000 subscribers, and it's run by a husband and wife team, Kevin and Liza. The creators of this channel have chosen to focus on mistakes that a lot of ESL English teachers make, but they've recently decided to focus on native English speakers. Recently, the creators of this channel have featured me in several of their videos, and they have pointed out what they see as mistakes in some of the content that I have published, in which I critique some of the content by ESL speakers. Now, Kevin is a native speaker. He's an American, but Liza is not a native speaker. And we're going to talk a little bit about this issue. It's going to come up later in the video, and I'm going to discuss what's problematic about someone who's not a native speaker making some of the comments that they make. So,
okay, so here's an interesting thing. So this other channel you have, who's now critiquing this native English speaker, consists of both a native and a non-native. Now, I actually don't have too many issues with that, because like a non-native has to go through the steps of learning the language, and generally as a result they will have a better understanding of the rules of the language. However, they will not have a better feeling for the language, which is what a native speaker will generally have. So it's like, that's actually not a bad setup, having both a non-native but like highly fluent speaker of the language and then a native speaker, because you get the best of both worlds. So I don't have any issue with that.
English for Everyone has published 3 videos on me, and I'm going to put the pictures of the thumbnails here. Recently, I got...
They've just plastered her face directly on the thumbnail there. That's an action. That's a call to war.
some comments from some of my viewers asking me to respond to these videos. And unfortunately, some people have left comments on my channel questioning my expertise. So I'm going to put some pictures here of...
What are the comments? Have a look. Kevin and Lisa featured you in their latest video. Okay, I know that perhaps my question is not very polite, but since I like your videos, I take the liberty of asking it anyway. How do you respond to Kevin and Lisa's of English for Everyone, who has been criticizing a couple of your videos? Or... commenters, man, they just love to start shit. They see a video and they're like, ooh, I gotta go to this other YouTube. I see my own... You know, the funny thing is, the other day, I was like watching YouTube and I saw some random video pop up in my feed. And the video actually was like about someone talking about how many languages they speak. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll click on this because it was a pretty high number, okay? And I scrolled down to the comments section. The first fucking comment I saw was, I'm here before Evildea is. And it had like 6 comments under it. I just cracked up. I couldn't even watch the video. I was like, well, I'll be back, I guess.
Some of the comments that people have left on my channel. Now, moving forward, if English for Everyone does some digging and they find more mistakes in my content, good for them, but I'm not going to respond. So without...
By the way, that's a lie. She does respond. There's a backwards and forwards going on here, and we're going to enjoy it in its full glory. We're going to jump to a section where apparently they present a mistake, okay, so that the English teachers point out of theirs.
Okay, so in this clip, I critique POC English for a second time, and I'm going to play the clip now. This one's a good one. This is one of my favorites.
Started. First, this is not a mistake.
It's snowing.
Did you guys notice the mistake? Now let's watch a clip from a video that I posted on my YouTube channel last year. Another important form of connected speech happens when we have two s sounds, one at the end of the first word and then another s sound at the beginning of the next word.
I didn't notice any mistake because there's no mistake.
Okay, I want to hear that again because, like, the clip was so short.
Ah, it's snowing.
The guy said, it's a snowing. There's an obvious that's been added in between the two words there. It's a snowing. Like, I heard that mistake. Okay, but here's the thing, okay? Unless that guy's actually teaching, I assume he is, otherwise why would she be critiquing him? Then it doesn't matter, okay? Like, we're all gonna randomly shove in sounds between words, especially if it's not our native language, and in that case, you can't really, like, you know, critique someone's language abilities unless they're trying to be a fucking, you know, someone who gives speeches for a living type of thing. But I'm assuming that guy was teaching, and now she's correcting, and now English for Everyone's come in and said that's not a mistake. Let's see why they think it's not a mistake.
I didn't notice any mistake because there's no mistake. You can say it's snowing. You don't have to link the words. It's more.
But that's not what the guy said. He said, it's a snowing. Like, I think anyone with ears can hear that.
More common to link the words and say it's snowing. But if you're talking slow, you can separate the words and say it's snowing.
Well, that's true with any word in the language. You could break up any word. You could say, my response to English for everyone. Or you could just roll that stuff together and go, my response to English for everyone. English for everyone. Like this, the sounds just start to merge, okay?
It's not a mistake. It's fine. Let's hear some native speakers saying it's snowing, and they separate the words and they don't link the sounds because it's not a mistake.
Like, I don't understand why English for Everyone would be pointing this out as a potential mistake. It's an obvious mistake the guy made. So why is he now trying to correct her? He said it's a snowing.
It's snowing here.
That's a terrible example. The guy literally added in between. Like, that's a moment of thinking where you're not sure if you're going to complete your sentence.
Today.
As you can see, it's snowing pretty good here this morning.
That's another case of where he goes, as you can see, he's now thinking, what should I say next? Oh, snowing. So this is like a brain fuck moment.
At the care site.
First of all, I hear that it's snowing again.
It's snowing again. That like, this is not an example of what he was talking about.
In Denver, Barton Springs is the same temperature whether it's 105 out or whether it's snowing out. And
it's snowing out. So here he stopped because he took a breath and he wanted to add more impact to the words that followed. These are all terrible examples of what he was trying to point out.
Been there when it was snowing.
Okay, so that's the clip.
So, like it's not even really a mistake. It's just moments of thinking.
In this portion of my YouTube video in which I critiqued POC English, I corrected him because he says it says snowing.
And I could see why she corrected him, okay? Because in all those native clips, it was obvious that this was either a brain fuck moment or it was a pause moment to take breath, or you were thinking about what to say next, so you went, But the guy who spoke, there was no break in there. He was just like, it's snowing. Like, it was very obvious. I don't know why I'm getting engaged in this so much, but it's so interesting.
He says you can say it's snowing if you speak slow. But first, I'd like to nitpick because this is something that Kevin always does. And I just want to say that the sentence, I didn't notice any mistake, is technically and grammatically incorrect.
So you got her correcting another guy. She's getting corrected by this couple, and now she's correcting them back. It's like everyone's trying to one-up one another or whatever.
I didn't notice any mistake.
I actually don't even know if that's true. I didn't make any mistake. Like, I would say that. But I'm guessing there's a grammatical rule she's referring to.
Mistake, because there's no mistake.
Now, because mistake is a countable noun, so countable noun, something that you can count, like a pen, you say, I made a mistake, or you can say, I have a pen, it's countable. But we can't use any with a singular countable noun in a negative sentence. So we should either say, I didn't notice a mistake, or I didn't notice any mistakes.
I didn't notice any mistakes. Yeah, okay, yeah. See, this is what I mean. Like, I I don't understand the rules of English in this case because, well, I've never had to dive into it this much, I guess. Because realistically, when I was doing tutoring, I was focused more on basically helping students become better presenters and stuff like that. But the point here is that as soon as I heard the correct variant, I was like, okay, yep. And that's what I mean by, a native speaker, they'll just pick up on that. But someone who learnt the language would understand the grammatical rules behind it, which is interesting that the couple didn't pick up that in their own video because they consist of both a native and a non-native. Now, here is an accusation that has been thrown about. Whenever the English for Everyone makes a mistake, they wipe that video. They just full-on delete it and don't acknowledge it, and they moderate their comment section. And this is something that I fucking hate, is when people moderate their comment sections, okay? I can't think of a good reason for doing it on a video, realistically. But this is an accusation. I don't know if this is true or not, but it is something that's been said. But at some point, something happened, and now this group is accusing, the English for Everyone is accusing her of making deepfakes. So we're going to watch that.
Hello, welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn this term, deep fake. It's a countable noun, so I can say, it's a deep fake.
Why are we teaching this word deep fake? Okay, why are we teaching the word deep fake? This is fascinating. I wonder why. Let's find out.
Or they are deep fakes. So what is it? A deep fake is a video that someone changes, they alter the video to make it look like someone did something when they didn't do it. That's a deep fake. Let's see an example of a deep fake. This is a video that I never made. It was changed to make it look like I said something I never said. Didn't notice any mistake because there's no mistake.
So he's claiming that he never made that error that she pointed out in that video, interview. That is funny as fuck, okay. Rather than acknowledging that you made a mistake, he's now claiming that she's gone out and deepfaked him. It's funny as fuck. Okay, so obviously she was not happy about the fact that they accused her of making deepfakes, which, let's be honest, I would be pretty pissed about that as well. So we're going to watch part of this video. It's called Avoid Mistakes Made by English for Everyone's Kevin and Lisa. And there's some interesting ones in here.
This is also not correct.
I'm very tired. I'm dead.
Basic English, I'm very tired. And advanced English, I'm dead. People don't say I'm dead when they're very tired.
Yeah, they do. I say it all the time. I literally say it all the time. I'm like, I'm dead. Okay, I'm guessing in written English, that's probably, not how you should speak. But in colloquial English, yep, I'm dead. I'll say it.
But here's the thing, you guys. I'm dead is actually an extremely common English idiom.
Yep, 100%. I agree with her there.
You'll find it in many dictionaries, and many native speakers use it in casual conversations. Check out all of these dictionaries that include the phrase. The truth is, contrary to what Kevin said, I'm dead can mean I'm very tired. It is not a mistake.
Okay, so guys, I had to jump back a bit because I missed this section, and you guys are you're gonna love this one. This is gonna stir up a massive fucking war in the comment section. Let's begin.
One of the videos that I discussed was a video in which the creator taught the word potable. In my correction video, I explained that the word potable is not a common word. Is that the speaker is teaching the word potable. Potable is not a common word.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, as an Australian English speaker, the first time I heard potable, I thought this meant you got a pot and you can put something in the pot, like a pot plant or something, it's potable, Apparently it doesn't mean that. You'll find out in a second.
It is rarely used, and I actually had to look it up myself after I watched this reel. So it would be more common for a native English speaker to say, yes, the water is safe to drink, or the water is drinkable.
Okay, so who in the comments section below, native English speakers and non-natives, I guess, no, actually indicate if you're a native English speaker or not, because this seems to be where the discrepancy is. As a native English speaker, I would have no fucking clue what potable, however it's pronounced, means, okay? If you went, oh yeah, the water's potable, I'd be like, what the fuck are you on about? You gonna smoke that shit or something? bro, no, like, safe to drink, drinkable. That's what you use, okay? If you go using that top word, good luck. That's more an education test.
English for Everyone responded to my video, and Liza, who is not a native speaker, someone who is not born and raised in North America, very smugly claimed that the word potable is common.
I have no idea why she didn't know the meaning of the word and why she had to look it up. It is common, and you will see it on signs.
Okay, I don't know what it's like over in America, but I've never in my entire life seen that word until I watched this video, okay? Never in my entire goddamn life have I ever seen that word. In fact, I've gone to, like China and stuff where they will have signs up in Chinese, okay? I can read the Chinese side, but they'll have an English translation which will say the water is not safe to drink. They don't say the water is potable because they know white people are pretty fucking stupid overall, and we're just going to look at that and go, ah, shit, man, I could smoke this? How do I smoke the water? Like, no, okay. So I'm thinking there must be a region in the US or the US in general where for whatever reason you guys decided to put the word potable or potable on every goddamn sign, because I've never seen this word in my entire life.
Some people might say that it's kind of problematic for a non-native speaker to be telling a native speaker what words are common and uncommon.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say she's wrong. And even if that word is on signs in the US and they are teaching American English, the safer bet would be to go with the thing that is most recognizable internationally. Because even though you're learning American English, you still want to be able to communicate with people who are not American English speakers, right? And if some non-native goes up and learns potable and then uses it with a native speaker such as myself, I'm not going to understand. So unless I am an American from the region wherever that sign happens to be, I'm not going to understand.
I'm a native speaker. I was born and raised in Canada, and the intention of my video was to explain that the word potable is not a common word. It's not a word that you would say in casual conversation or in everyday context.
Yeah, no, I agree with her. But anyway, this war is ongoing between these English teachers, okay? There's actually other English teachers who are involved and they've gotten into disputes with them and stuff. I could make so many videos on this topic, guys. This is fucking fascinating for me. But anyway, let me know in the comments section below what you think, if you want to see more of these videos. But my overall bird's eye view of this situation right now is that English for Everyone, Kevin and Lisa, are basically just pretty dickish overall. It seems like they had good intentions when they started out. They're still doing some good work, but they're kind of dickish about how they do things, and they're making pedantic corrections which realistically no one fucking cares about. Like, you don't need to make those types of corrections, okay? Like, it does not help anyone type of thing. So, yeah, that's my bird's eye view of this at the moment, and I can see why these other teachers are a little bit pissed off about it. However, additionally, if you are out there critiquing people, expect to be critiqued in return. And I think she's handled it quite well so far. So, I'll see you all in the next video. And if you're not there, you better hope that you drink tonight, because tomorrow there'll be no potable water for you.